Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I'm going to share with you what you might want to put on this piece of paper that's going to help you get things done. Are you ready? Let's get into the show. So, I've spoken with so many of you, and in previous shows, you've made comments that your to-do list is just, it's too long. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages too long, and it is a challenge. So getting things done every day doesn't feel very successful because no matter how many things you get done, if your to-do list is still really long, you feel like you didn't get enough done, that you should have done more. And that can really drain your energy. I know it sure does for me. If I'm constantly looking at a really long to-do list, I feel like as little progress as I make, I'm taking 2 steps back because I'm adding more things to the list as I'm getting a few things done, and the whole thing just isn't working. And if you feel like that, like I do, here is a suggestion today. So instead of having a single really long to-do list that's 3, 4, 5 pages long, I'm going to invite you to do 2 things. Are you ready? These 2 things can just transform your ability to get things done, your level of success, feeling ahead of things, catching up, and so much more. So let's get into it. Number 1, the to-do list itself. It may be home related. It may be work related. Whatever that list looks like, I'm going to invite you to start breaking up your list into categories. So for example, under the home project to-do list, you may have a list of things you want to organize and clean and upgrade and maybe buy, or you need repairmen in or repair women to come and do things, whatever that looks like for you. Well, if that's on your everyday to-do list, first of all, a lot of that you may not be doing, or at least you're not doing it alone. You may not even be doing any of it right now. You may be waiting for your finances to even out, or you're making decisions on paint colors. I don't know, but why is it on your everyday to-do list? It's just making your list look really long, and there's no way you're getting it done today. So we're going to break up that to-do list into house or things I'm doing in the future, right? Projects I'm going to get to, sort of like that. So now you have this list that you can continually pull from. So you add new things onto this main list. You pull from that list to make up your to-do list for the day or for the week. And then what you're probably going to notice faster than anything else is that your level of getting things done feels like it's completely transformed, because instead of looking at a single list that just stays really long, because the sooner you take one thing off, you add another thing on, this is a single list that you're focused on for the day or for the week, and then you can actually accomplish things. And then that list gets crossed off and you're like, yes, I finished a list. So let's figure out how we can finish the list. And that is one of 2 things I wanted to share with you today. So that may be a new idea. Maybe you've tried this in the past. Maybe you've thought about it, but now's the time to actually try it and see what a difference it can make. The second thing I'm inviting you to try, and that is to create a single teeny tiny to-do list for the day. And when I say teeny tiny, I mean teeny tiny. I'm inviting you to think about a list that fits onto a piece of paper that's probably no bigger than a 3x3 piece of notepad. And why are we doing this? Well, listen, days go by so quickly. You have a lot of everyday routine things that have to happen. Emergency or unexpected things can crop up. Even an email you weren't expecting that then you need to follow through on. So for planning purposes, I am suggesting that on any one day, if you were to write 1, 2, or maybe 3 things on a small note paper, that then you could, at the end of the day, say, yep, did it, check, 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 and recycle your paper. So I like doing it on some sort of a note paper that's going to allow me to stick it where I need to see it. So that might be onto my water bottle. So every time I go to get a sip of something and staying hydrated, or maybe it's coffee, maybe it's iced tea. If you know me, you know it's probably iced tea. But every time I go to get a sip, you know I'm looking at my list. You might find this list helpful on the bathroom mirror, so it's the first thing you grab in the morning. It might be helpful I mean, I want to say your computer, but I also don't want your computer to become a landscape of little notes and things. So that one we have to maybe think about. But it's the idea of it's front and center. It's doable because it's teeny tiny. It's simply the priorities for the day. So this has been something I've used for years personally, and I am now inviting you to just try it. Just try it. If you're like, that sounds ridiculous, I don't think it'll work. Do we know? We don't know. Try it. If you're like, maybe that'll work, I should give it a go. Don't just think about it. Try it. And if you're like, you know what? I'm game, then grab your notepad right now. Depending on when you're watching this, add 1, 2, or 3 things to your list and then see if you can accomplish them by the end of the day. So when your head hits the pillow, you'll be putting your pad, a piece of paper, into the recycling. That's the idea. Then you make tomorrow's list, and hopefully we can recycle that one as well. So you'll notice that on that little teeny tiny piece of paper, we're not writing something like organize house. I mean, what would that even be? And not even organized kitchen. Nope, still too big. Organized cabinets? Probably not. Organized bakeware? Yes, we have a winner. Ding, ding, ding. That is a winning task. So organize bakeware or go through junk drawers. So let's say your focus was really on decluttering. Or whether it was cleaning, then we're focused on one thing like, I need to clean this. If you do more above and beyond, I mean, of course, be sure you write it on the list so you get total credit for you and you can cross it off. But also, isn't it great to do more than you expected versus set yourself up with so much that then we can't accomplish it? So imagine just the shift in how you feel about your productivity level by just making that one small change. I'm excited for you to try this. Join in the comments. Let me know what you think of this idea. If you're going to try it, I can't wait to hear all about it. Before we go, don't forget, hit subscribe. It would mean a lot. It really helps with the numbers, and that means you won't miss a show. New shows are every Wednesday, and I keep them small so they fit into your day. Thanks so much for tuning in. Why don't you tell a friend about this? And maybe they're going to want to watch this as well. Thanks so much. I'll see you next Wednesday.